Hello and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree and this is a video for the energy of Scorpio. I have started a new series, and with a new series comes different decks. And for this series I am using Tarot of the Abyss by Anna Torian, the Black Tarot by Victoria Iva, and this is an oracle deck, Weird Oracle by aka Skyweb. And we will draw an oracle deck at the end to tie the reading in a nice little bow. So as I said earlier, this is a reading for the energy of Scorpio. So you may be here by way of title. You don't necessarily have to have a planet in the sign of Scorpio to work with those energies. You have a house for sure in the sign of Scorpio. And I feel that we can always call on these energies to help us through a problem, help us see the problem through the lens of a particular energy, and sometimes that's needed. Sometimes we need to use the eye of the Scorpio to be very investigative and to dive deep and to really understand, to get down into the depths. And that's an example of how we would use another a sign's energy to help us through a problem, through an issue. And my readings are here to help you see things through a different lens, to kind of look at a problem or an issue in a different way, in a manner that you never really thought of, and to see if there is a solution. And it might not be the solution that comes out at the end of the reading, but it might stir something within your own intuition, within your own instincts, to help you navigate the situation that you're in. All right, Scorpio, let's see what we have for you today. So we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. So air, fire, fire of air. All of my knights are fire, and then they work with whatever element they have within their suit. So we have two court cards, and court cards sometimes can be indicative of people. So these could be certain people in your life. Pages are really young energies. They're inquisitive and curious, just like a young child is, wanting to know and understand things. And this Page of Wands really wants to know and understand how to do things correctly, how to get them done in the most efficient manner. Then we have the Knight of Swords, and our knights are those who are big actors. They're very into getting things done and just get in there and do it. And this Knight of Swords, he is our fastest moving knight. He is the Knight of Air. And so not only is he working with fire, but he's also working, what I mean by fire, he's action oriented. He wants to get things done. And so he wants to do that in a manner that is correct, that is in line with his mental plan, his strategy. So he's very strategic in how he does things, and what he does and why he does. We do have the Ace of Swords over here in reverse, and the Ace of Swords generally in the upright position is truth, clarity, and it could also be indicative of a spark, of an idea or something. So the broad energy that I'm getting here is that the energy that I'm seeing is there is a need and a desire to do something, to get it done right. But however, with our Ace of Swords being in reverse, I'm kind of hesitant to actually, I'm not quite sure. Oh, wrong deck. I'm going to use the Black Tarot to further dive into this message. I'm not quite sure why our Ace of Swords is in reverse here. It's almost like it's sort of a word of caution. So whatever it is that you're doing, maybe there isn't or wasn't enough due diligence that was done. Like, we might have wanted to see the Page of Swords as opposed to the Page of Wands. so that the Page of Swords can sort of map out the course of action for the Knight of Swords. Because like I said, the Knight of Swords is very quick to act. And he makes the calculations sort of on the fly. And I say he, but we have a woman figure in this card. So take that how you will. I know gender is such a big thing these days, and I get it, but it makes things complicated, you know? So I don't want to offend anyone, but then, I don't know. Like I said, complicated, so we'll just leave it at that. All right, so now that I've got this all nice and shuffled for you, let's see what we have for this Ace of Swords, Scorpio. So we've got the Two of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Wands in reverse, and then the Seven of Swords. So that's probably what this Ace of Swords is there's just a little bit of caution that is needed to be exercised. So we have the Seven of Swords, which I think is beautifully done by Victoria Iva. I love this figure just holding the sword behind his back, and then he's got all of the other 6 lined up as if on cue whenever it's go time, you know? Very sneaky energy here. And so I feel like this Ace of Swords might be some kind of warning for you, Scorpio. Seven of Wands and then the Two of Wands, both in reverse. These are both fire cards. Let's see what's next to the Seven of Wands. We've got the King of Cups. Then we've got the Two of Spears in reverse, which is our Earth suit. We've got the Chariot in reverse. We've got the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Spears in reverse, another Knight card. And then the Hierophant. Okay, so let me flip your view here so you can see the beauty of your spread. Wow, and you know, I didn't really notice this, but the all these cards are in black and white, and then we have the weird oracle, which is also in black and white, but it's on a background of like this iridescent rainbow color, if we want to call it a color. Rainbow's a color, so is glitter. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, thank you for that brief pause. Had to take care of some household things. All right. So like I said, back to here, Seven of Swords, that there's some definite deception going on. There's some caution that needs to be exercised at this time. Next to the Seven of Wands, so the Seven of Wands is like a defensive position, a defensive card, keeping people at bay. But you do have, but usually when it's upright, you have the upper hand, I guess you could say. With it being in reverse, I want to say that you don't. And so right next to this King of Cups as well, this might have something to do with your emotions, your feelings towards the situation. So our King of Cups, he's very aware of his emotions. He knows what he knows what is what. And so I'm feeling like maybe you're putting in a lot of emotion into this situation, but there's some deceit that's going on. I don't really know what the situation is. We do have this Two of Wands in reverse, and that is indicative that Two of Wands is a card of two things, two energies coming together and starting to work and coalesce. And so the feeling that I'm getting here is that this situation is not what it appears to be, and it doesn't seem to be the best for you. With our King of Cups right next to it, though, I do feel like you're invested in it emotionally, and it seems to be like an endeavor that you want to work with. The King of Cups, like I said, is heir of cups, so he's very sure in his emotions, and so that's why I feel like you might have a little bit of an emotional attachment to this situation. Two of Spheres and the Chariot, both in reverse. And the Chariot is a card of bringing, it's our major arcana card, and it talks about bringing two opposite things together, getting them to work in harmony, getting them to forward movement, and just getting things done. Our Two of Spheres is also about having two things, and you're kind of juggling them, trying to get them to work together, trying to get them to mesh. But with them both being in reverse, it's not quite working out the way that you want and the way you thought it would be. And this is all under the Page of Wands. And like I said, the Page of Wands is very curious and very wants to know how to do things. So I'm getting the feeling here that you really want to make the situation better. So you're trying to pour in your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, and you're trying to make this situation better. I do. I want to say, because the King of Cups is showing up, I want to say that you might even kind of be aware of the situation. You might be aware of the deceit that's going on. However, you still are finding it within your heart, your compassionate heart, your sympathetic heart, to try to change the situation and bring it into something of meaning, something worth fighting for, which shows here with the Knight of Swords. Ten of Swords in reverse, Knight of Spears in reverse, and the Hierophant in reverse over here on this end. With our Hierophant in reverse, if you want to go through with working with this deceit, working with this situation that's a little shady, let's say that, you're going to have, in order to conquer that, in order to get through this the way that you want to, with a compassionate heart, and change it for the better, which is very admirable. I love that. You're going to have to go through means that are not, that are, what's the word I'm looking for? Unconventional. Okay, it's not going to be a path that is going to be straight and straight and very, you know what, it's not going to be that you know what your next step is. It's almost, it's going to be like you're going to have to figure out your steps as you go. And our Knight of Spheres here, he's our slowest moving knight, and he is fire of earth. He is our slowest moving knight. And what I'm seeing here is that you don't want to move slow. You want to move in with this Knight of Swords energy, where it's this fast in and out like flash, and putting things back together. And you don't want to dwell on this too long. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. It is very admirable that you want to try to fix this situation and bring this situation into something that it's not presently, but you just really need to be careful and take care of yourself. And that is what this King of Cups is also telling us, is to be aware of how it's going to affect you. And I think it's great that you're aware, at least, that this is not being done behind your back. And like I said, it's very admirable that you want to change it and make it better. So cool, Scorpio. I love that. And I'm a Scorpio Sun in tropical, and I often will befriend people who need help. And sometimes I know that I'm not going to get something out of it, or that I'm being used, but I kind of stay with it anyway, just to help the person out, just to show that person that not all people are terrible, and that I can be a shoulder to lean on, someone to talk to, someone to help you see the other, a different perspective. So I'm very empathetic to this situation that you're in. All right, so we're going to draw from the Weird Oracle, and let's see what they, I hope I'm saying this right. WYRD. And this is apparently, in doing my research that I did, that this particular rune is something that's new to the 21st century. It's not the old Nordic runes that, or is it? Oh, I can't remember what culture does the runes now. Perhaps it's many different cultures, right, that use runes, but there's one that uses these particular lines. And I've not worked with runes. I don't know. I couldn't tell you a single name of a rune. I do, however, have a deck that does have runes within it, within the artwork. And I do have to refer to the book to help me understand what these runes mean. All right, Scorpio, let's see. What is our card for you? Okay, so we have sex, allure, and irrationality. I'm going to change this view here. So, sex, allure, and irrationality. So perhaps the situation that you're dealing with has some of these elements, and maybe that's what's attracting you to it, and there is something very alluring, very drawing, that's drawing you to this situation. And while it may seem a little irrational to you and it might not make sense, it's, you're drawn to this, you're being pulled in this direction. And who knows what can come out of it, if you are to succeed and bring this darkness out of the situation, and turn it into something beautiful. So I hope it works out well for you. I really do, and I wish you luck. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're still here and you like the video, do the little thumbs up thing, the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much for coming back. And share the video too. I'm going to start working on this channel a little bit harder, and try to bring more quality videos. And hopefully that that will pay off, and I can bring my readings to a bigger audience. So again, thank you. And I will see you next reading. Take care.